story to tell. Built on the foundation of weapons from the Second World War, from 1940 to present, the Israeli Defense Forces has achieved remarkable success. During the 1960s and 1970s, Israel began to develop its own military technologies, in addition to increasing foreign procurement of the best technologies. Today, Israel prides itself on being one of the countries with the most advanced military weapons in the world, and one of the most effective forces in the world. Merkava tanks entered service in the Israeli Defense Forces in 1979, replacing modified foreign tanks that the Israelis had used since 1940. Designed and manufactured domestically allow Israel to be proactive in its arms supply, allowing them to optimize this tank for the particular environment in the Middle East. Approximately 1,600 Merkava tanks of various versions entered service with the Israeli military. From its experiences in wars with Hezbollah, Israeli Defense Forces has evolved to version Merkava 4 to suit the urban combat environment. Merkava has proven its effectiveness in both recent wars in Gaza. This also prompted Israel to continue to maintain the Merkava tank production line, despite the lack of important orders from abroad. The Israeli Air Force has been using variants of the F-15 since the 1970s, and is the most versatile and efficient force in the world. Under the command of allied Israeli pilots, the Israeli Air Force's F-15Is are by far the most powerful squadron in the Middle East. The F-15I is an effective air-to-air combat platform, capable of hitting targets at long range with high accuracy, superior to many other aircraft lines of regional countries. Most analysts believe the F-15I, along with some other versions, will play an important role in the event of a conflict between Israel and Iran. Israel's earliest nuclear deterrent was the F-4 Phantom fighter bombers. The Israeli Air Force used them very effectively in conventional missions, as did the 1973 Yom Kippur War. Soon after, Israel determined it needed a more effective deterrent, and it invested heavily in ballistic missiles. As a result, the Jericho-1 ballistic missile entered service in the early 1970s, later replaced by Jericho-2 and Jericho-3. Israel did not provide much data on Jericho-3 operations. However, the Jericho-3 is considered to be the most advanced ballistic missile in the region, capable of hitting targets not only in the Middle East, but also across Europe, Asia, and even North America. With Jericho 3, any nuclear strike against Israel will suffer brutal retaliation. Israel bought its first submarine, the British S-class submarine, in 1958. This boat, along with several others, was purchased in the 1960s, played a number of important roles in the defense of the Israeli coast, operations against Egypt and Syria, as well as the task of transporting commando troops both during wartime and peacetime. These submarines were later replaced by the Guard-class submarine, and eventually the German Dolphin-class, a state-of-the-art diesel-electric submarine. The Dolphin-class nuclear deterrence capabilities appear to be overstated, as the diesel-electric submarine's ability to conduct deterrence patrols is so limited, no matter what weapons they carry. However, the Dolphin class remains an effective platform for all other Israeli Defense Forces missions. It is capable of maritime reconnaissance, attacking or intercepting enemy ships, as well as transporting special forces to unfriendly coastlines. Dolphin-class submarines remain one of the major security investments and efficiency of Israel. It is one of the most formidable submarine forces in the region. The factor that brings all the above powerful weapons together is the Israeli soldiers. Since 1948, and even before that, Israel has invested the best manpower in the armed forces. Israeli Defense Forces has developed recruitment and training systems that allow it to have the best, most capable soldiers in the world. None of the above powerful weapons can work effectively without skilled, specialized, and well-trained operators. My video about Israeli military ends here. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give me your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.